Howdy, how are we, superstar, and welcome to week 16 of our coaching content video journey. Super stoked that you're here, and I hope that you're excited to gain some epic knowledge bombs around why we exercise to build and retain muscle rather than training for fat loss. And featured here in the image that you would have seen is a chick that's squatting some heavy ass weight. She's squatting more than 100, and that's an epic chick called Steph Fitmum. She's an awesome chick that's having a great presence in the powerlifting community, but yeah, seriously, she's awesome. If you haven't heard of her, check her out on Instagram. She's an absolute weapon of a chick. But yeah, so reinforcing the point why we are exercising to build and retain muscle rather than training for fat loss, which is a bit of an interesting one because you think, what the fuck, Angus, why? Like, I want to lose fat, why would I want to train like this? And hey, well, my friend, glad that you're here. This is where I'm going to put my nerd glasses on and drop for you some examples with the iPad today so that you can see exactly why this is important. Because just in brief summary right at the start, this is going to set you up for an amazing healthy lifting career, irrespective of future goals as you change from fat loss to maintenance to muscle gain, like actually eating and training for muscle gain, those sort of things. So let's get into the iPad. I got my iPencil ready to rock and roll. Let's crush it, ladies. Okay, get myself set up. So lovely ladies, what we're going to do here is we're going to look at a lovely example which is going to illustrate whoops, that's orange, a lovely couple of things for you. So one of the things that you ladies need to be wary of is that when it comes to fat loss, your training, your energy, your workout efforts and stuff like that, understand that your body doesn't like this. This is something that causes wear and tear, can cause load on your lungs and all that sort of stuff, and your heart. Your body doesn't really give a shit about this sort of thing. It would much rather you just chill and gain weight, and that way it fulfills your body's desire to stay in your comfort zone, to chill out and to just be conservative and safe. So what you understand is that when it comes to conventional fat loss training, and by that I mean where you might rock up to the gym 3 to 5 times a week, you hammer a shitload of cardio, might go and do your little weight circuit, which you found from old mate Ashy Bynes or Kayla Itzines or Blogger Lardies or whatever other bullshit, and you train to try and sweat heaps and stuff like that, or you might even go and do a few group classes, whether it be MetaFit or Insanity or old mate Les Mills or those sort of things. That all falls within fat loss training. So let's say, for example, that you've got I'm just going to do some illustrations on this graph. So let's say, for example, that you've got energy here on the side, and then we've got over here time that's going by, okay? Actually, no, it should be the other way around. Shit. Whoopsie daisy. It should be the other way around. So we've got energy here on the side, and we've got time over here. Because what you guys need to realize, this is what I'm going to be sharing. So we've got energy here, and then we've got time over there on the top, okay? Time. Yay, awesome. So let's say that at the start, right, your sessions or whatever might last, an hour, maybe, give or take, and you're burning, there we go, let's say that's about it. Let's say that it lasts about 90 minutes, no, an hour, would we say 60 minutes, okay? And the energy that you burn might be 500 calories, right? Awesome, yeah, happy days, whoops. Where the fuck's the thing? There we go. So let's say that's your start point, okay? You might be cruising along like this for a while. Awesome, and that's great. Really, really cool, and hats off to you that you're getting in movement and you're actually getting off the couch and doing something, and you're making a real effort, okay? Props to you. Now, what's actually going on inside is that 500 calories, given the fact that the sort of activity that is going on here isn't causing any actual solid wear and tear to your muscles, you're kind of in a realm of what's called anaerobic activity, right? Anaerobic activity, which means that yes, you're taking your body and skeletal system and stuff through a plane of motion, but you're not actually stimulating any real strong muscle wear and tear. So let's say this is your muscle, right? Muscle fibers, right? We want to be creating tears in all these fibers through resistance training. So yeah, of course you're like, Angus, I've already been doing resistance training, like happy days, and I was in the past before. But it's the way and the style that you do it that's important. So anyway, back to this. So that's where you're doing 60 minutes. Awesome, cool. And now let's say that you've been cruising along. Awesome. You might have been doing that for about 2 to 3 weeks or so, and it's like, oh shit, my weight has stalled. So you think, right, well, obviously what I've got to do is include some more sessions, don't I? Or I've got to increase the amount of time. So what's going to happen here is that you will have to go like this, right? So let's say that your sessions are now 70 minutes, right? For you to be able to burn the same 500, right? Now, continue on, cool, awesome, still dropping some more weight, all that hustle is going on, fantastic. But then what's happening here is that your body is adapting to this anaerobic activity, and given that the only way that you can really create some more progression is to add some more time to continue burning that amount of energy, what's going to have to happen is that you're either going to have to make your sessions now 80 minutes, right, to burn that same 500, and let's say that you're doing these sessions 3 to 5 times a week, keep in mind, right? And so that's happening, cool. And now, awesome, your body has come to another plateau. It's a week later now, and you're like, oh shit, fuck, like I can't keep up putting in this like longer sessions. So what you're gonna have to do is then add in another session. So you probably go to the gym on the weekend. So you know you're still doing that. More weeks go along. You've still kept them at 80, but you've added in another session, and you're still burning that same 500, which is great, right? But then what's going to happen, as you can see, is that you only have so much time in the day, and it will get to a stage where you literally can't add in any more sessions, or you can't make them any longer. And therefore what happens is that once your body has adapted to that, what's going to happen to your energy that's being burnt here, right, is that it's going to continue to go down like this, and you'll get to a stage where you will just flatline with your efforts, right? Now this obviously isn't ideal, and it's something that very, 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 you know, like common that for women and men to go through, because it just keeps you basically digging yourself into a lovely, nice hole of, whoops, I don't know why it made that a square. There we go. It digs you into a lovely hole, on a big abyss, if you will, of just eating into your time, right? That's basically what's happening here. Now, the only way that you can really get around this is, as I was saying before, where we are eating to train to be able to build muscle and to be able to retain it. Now, what basically happens here, right, is I'm going to create a new graph here for us so we can illustrate the difference. So what's going to happen here is that when we approach a style of training like what I'm saying here, where we are eating, where we're training to be able to build muscle and to be able to retain it, what's actually going to happen here is that, let's say that you're starting out and you might be able to squat 60 kgs, for 8 reps, you might be able to bench 40 kilos for 8 reps, and you might be able to deadlift 70 kilos for 8 reps, whatever it may be. So overall, your starting amount is that you might burn, say for example, 500 calories for the session. For each session, you're doing 3 of those a week, right? So keep in mind we've still got the same, you know, energy and time over here, right? Energy, awesome. Then we've got time over here, right? There we go. So what's going to happen though is that if you keep at it for, say for example, a block of 3 to 5 weeks, what's actually going to happen is that you're going to be able to lift more, right? Because as your muscles and stuff adapt towards this, the weight will become easier to move, you won't need as much rest, all that sort of stuff. So what's actually going to happen is that you're going to be able to increase the amount of energy that your body is building, right, through creating more load. And then what's going to happen is that over time, gradually, you are moving forward like this, where it's a gradual incline of more and more energy being burnt from your resistance training. And because we're training like this, hand in hand with your nutrition, where you are actually eating for fat loss, this is where you will not lose any muscle at all. What's actually happening is that those muscle fibers are being consistently stimulated, they're being consistently torn through your sessions and through the fact that you're getting stronger. And basically what that then means is that you are able to build and sculpt muscle across your entire body. And then with your nutrition efforts, this is going to strip the body fat surrounding it for you. But then what's also going to happen here is that through training this way, this is where you can then not really have to do any isolated cardio, but do it for fun, as you would have learned in our lovely past video where we talked about why we say fuck you to cardio. And this is such a much more enjoyable way of training, because what's going to happen is that as your lifts continue to go up, lifts continue to go up, lifts continue to go up, more and more energy being burnt, this then means that it's, as long as you're obviously moving along with gradual progression, not only do you get stronger and fitter, but you're in a means of consistently giving your body a reason to be able to keep your amount of muscle that you've got, and therefore keep your metabolism rock solid and high as well, which you're going to learn during this month as well in a future content video. But as you can see, it's something where this is where, like, as you cruise along, it's not going to be something where it requires more time as opposed to cardio and anaerobic activity and standard training for fat loss. The only way that you continue to get decent results from that is by investing more and more and more time into that style of training. Whereas with this and training to be able to build muscle and to retain muscle and sculpt it, it's setting you up to, well, if you know that your lifestyle demands can only allow you to train 3 to 5 times a week, well then, hey, that's it. And you just maximize that time, that 60 minutes, those 3 to 5 sessions, and you create more and more progression through you getting stronger and stronger in your lifts. But I hope this video was valuable and it was insightful. Really hope that you enjoyed it, because I definitely enjoyed sharing this knowledge with you. What I'd love for you to do now is head straight to the Alpha Inner Circle, reflect on what you've just learned, share your biggest takeaways so that way the information sinks in, record in your progress sheet that you've listened and watched this video, and looking forward to seeing you crush it for the rest of the week, and I'll see you next week in our content video. Catch ya.